So send us those emails at afroshowbiznews@sabc.co.za. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @afroshowbiznews. But first up, today's headlines. Scent of memory inundated with condolences for former South African President Nelson Mandela. Zimbabwe's The Hillock Arts Foundation debut at the Cape Town Art Fair exhibition in South Africa. And Congo's artists unite to banish corruption stereotype about their country. This year's Morocco's 14th Marrakech International Film Festival was dedicated to the Egyptian comedian Adel Imam, the English actor Jeremy Irons, and Japanese cinema. The festival, which was launched in 2001, is also a springboard for filmmakers from countries who have never participated before. It comes to an end today. Imam is one of the Arab world's most beloved actors, known for his witty comedy and roles that poke fun at politics and political leaders. The Egyptian, who is nicknamed the Leader, blew kisses and gestured hugs to crowds of spectators who gathered at Jama al-Fna Square to see him. The Marrakech Film Festival has established itself as one of the leading cultural events in Africa and the Arab world. 14 films will be showcased in the competition, and 8 of them will be screened for the very first time. Egyptian film The Blue Elephant, directed by Marwan Hamed and starring actor Karim Abdelaziz, is among the festival's official competition this year.
It is a joy we cannot describe. For the first time, there is an Egyptian film in official competition in Marrakech Film Festival. This is a great joy for us as artists, particularly in a festival with a size such as Marrakech Festival.
English actor Jeremy Irons was honored at the festival. He starred in major films such as The Man in the Iron Mask, Lolita, The Mission, and The French Lieutenant's Wife.
I'm very flattered. You never think you've deserved a tribute, but it's very nice. And I'm very pleased that it gives me an excuse to come back here.
The festival showcases films from countries with established record in cinema and also those who are upcoming. It welcomes talent from all corners of the globe. There are more than 25 nationalities represented at the festival. This year's jury is chaired by French actress Isabelle Huppert.
For me, it is a way to discover the cinema I never knew before and countries I'm not used to seeing their films. For example, I'm not used to seeing films from Azerbaijan or films from other countries such as New Zealand.
D'Azerbaïdjan ou un film néo-zélandais, il y a une sélection qui
The Marrakech Film Festival was first launched in 2001 to promote the art of film. The Centre of Memory, dedicated to former South African President Nelson Mandela, was inundated with messages of condolences a year after his passing. The place, which was under the auspices of the Nelson Mandela Foundation, also serves as an exhibition for the stateman's legacy and heritage that he left for his country. The foundation, which was used to serve as Mandela's office during his presidency, was filled with hundreds of condolence books that were signed from all corners of the world. The messages were signed during the 10 days of mourning before his state funeral last year. To some people, Nelson Mandela was an international icon and a symbol of peace and unity. His granddaughter Ndileka Mandela, who also attended the tribute, described how surreal everything was a year since Madiba's death.
It's a bittersweet memory, really, because snap back 4th of December, 5th of December last year, I was not in this right frame of mind. Mainly because I knew that when granted, I knew, because I'm an ICU nurse, I knew it was only a matter of hours, a couple of hours, especially on the 5th. You know, around this time, I knew it was a matter of hours before he would leave us.
Struggle activist Dr. Mampela Rampele spoke about the significance of this day for the people of South Africa.
I feel very encouraged. I feel proud that we as a nation, despite the mixed blessings of this year, we're able to stop and celebrate a great leader.
Guests walked through the Centre of Memory, browsing messages left for Mandela. Some listened to the messages recorded on a public phone that allowed people from all over the world to leave messages in their native languages. The South African government also urged South Africans to observe 3 minutes of silence on the 5th of December. When he died, the government commissioned a mourning period for 10 days. In addition, Various tributes took place in the country's capital and in Mandela's hometown of Qunu in the Eastern Cape. Congolese artists are fighting the stereotype that their country is a war zone. They just launched the country's first international Biennale of Contemporary Art in Kinshasa. The Art Biennale will showcase and explore the diversity of Congolese art as well as celebrating the country's culture.
The Biennale has managed to attract more than 25 artists from the Republic and across the world. Visitors experience different art genres such as painting, sculpture, photography and other multimedia art forms. The Biennale seeks to promote Congolese artists who produce modern challenging artwork. It also seeks to help change the perception of Congo as a poor, corrupt and war-torn country.
We need
to move forward because images that come from Congo are those of a Congo that is going backwards, and together with the artists, we thought of putting together something that could show a positive side of our country and something that would go towards changing the perception of Congo. But we didn't want to do it alone. We wanted to also include other artists from China, Japan, Europe and the rest of Africa.
Most of the artists at the exhibition worked with recycled material by incorporating an element that represents everyday life. Congolese sculptor Freddy Chimba, who molds his art from the objects lying around his home country, was one of the artists who presented his famous pieces. Chimba hopes the exposure from the Biennale will help him reach larger audiences beyond his country's borders.
I think this will open many doors for artists and for Congo because Congo is a country with a rich culture, but a country that doesn't often get the opportunity to showcase its culture. I think this Biennale is something that will help us to attract more people who can say in Congo there is great art.
Some artists hope the exhibition will be able to showcase the rich talent of local artists and also give them an opportunity to grow and share ideas with other artists from around the world.
It's quite extraordinary because there are artists who come from Kinshasa and who work here. And there's a number of artists who come from abroad from all continents around the world, who came to explore contemporary art in Kinshasa. And with such a strong theme, because this year's theme is Yango Biennale, which means forward, which I think is a great theme for Congo.
The exhibition, which took place at several cultural institutions around the city, will conclude next week.
We'll now go for a quick ad break, but do stay tuned for more.
Because of cancer, I realized life is short. I want to live my dream.
They can bend my face, but not my voice.
I'm definitely not a cross-dresser. South Africa, I'm just a gay man.
Join Puleng Molebatsi on Bupilong every Saturday at 17:30 CAT.
Art is a personal expression that evokes a flame from within.
Street art, it's a vast concept.
Dancing is one of the main art forms on the streets of Africa. Regardless of how it is done, the streets remain expressive. A passionate artist in the central business district of Johannesburg.
Yeah, I've been doing this it's been 7 years or 8 years now.
Brains lost control on what to do then. Words dispute in the mouth of a woman.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
The shortage of nurses places those nurses who are working under such pressure.
To have one registered nurse looking after a ward full of patients, of over 40 patients, is unreasonable.
But Africa has made tremendous progress. In the year 2012,
there were only 50,000 children. 50,000 children too many, but only 50,000 children that died of measles in the whole of Africa, compared to 330,000 in the year 2000.
For all your health issues, join Dr. Sello every Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m. CAT.
Welcome back. The Zimbabwean-based The Hillock Arts Foundation is making its debut appearance at the Cape Town Art Fair exhibition in South Africa. The foundation is known for exposing untapped talents, especially among young artists. This institution is showcasing its thought-provoking work beyond the borders of the African continent.
The event, which takes place in Waterfront, is yet another opportunity to showcase local talent, and the exhibition will feature prominent artists from South Africa and various parts of the world, showcasing a wide range of contemporary art. As an art institution that also offers space to nurture young people's talent, the exposure is necessary in growing the local art industry. The Cape Town Art Fair is one of the important events on the art and design calendar in South Africa, and the art fair also showcases an exhilarating diversity of work representative of the richness, promise, and investment of global art. A creative artist who specializes in stone sculpture, two-dimensional paintings, and other disciplines are expected to come to showcase their crafts in the creative space. Some of these include the International Cultural Exchange in Beijing, as well as others in some parts of Asia, Europe, Africa, and the United Kingdom.
Today, we take a look at a book titled The Startup Revolution, Fit or Stand Out by Rosh Mamabolo, which focuses on honoring entrepreneurial skills.
There's a lot of corruption there. What are you doing with that?
The word corruption is actually misplaced.
Any elements of corruption must be rooted out and punished accordingly.
SASCO is denying that there's any evidence of such.
We've heard the allegations about students not assisting the situation.
Why do you have to be pressurized to do your job, Mr. Msulu?
We spend everything that we get given by government.
It's an excuse.
Who's failing you at government?
Who's failing us at government?
Who's not heeding your call?
The government is the government.
Is Dr. Blade Nzimande doing well?
With what he has done, we want him to do more. We want him to deliver more.
So he's failing.
The Minister of Higher Education, don't put words in my mouth.
Watch Question Time with me, Mpho Tsedu, Monday to Thursday at 5:30 p.m. on the SABC News Channel.
Should marijuana be legalized in South Africa or not?
The legalization of dagga is a no to our country. Look at the rate of rape in our country because of people that
But you can't say dagga makes people
that
get
are under
raped
the
then.
influence of dagga.
When a young man comes to you and says, I'm having a problem with dagga, do you send him to jail?
We don't send them
Then
to
you already concede that you agree that prohibition is not the answer, Mr.
because
Panga.
our aim is to help them.
As is ours.
It is you helping them by giving them dagga. How are you going to control this? Just give me a chance. Because if you cannot control it now, as the CYP of South Africa, we say no to the legalization of dagga. No matter what you study, no matter what you tell me, I say no.
Watch Newsroom with me, Yeben Jansen, weekdays at 9 a.m. on the SABC News Channel.
On the morning of the 21st of February 1917, their ship was rammed by a liner.
Legend has it that as the Mendi was going down, members of the 5th Battalion danced barefoot aboard the vessel. 616 died that day, most of them black.
After the rapid food security assessment that was done together with WFP and FAO, we found that this is one of the heavily impacted areas because of Ebola.
Over 300 bikers from across the province making a difference in the fight against blood-related cancer.
I'm here in support of cancer, and my sister has cancer, so I'm riding for cancer.
Catch all news locally and internationally. Tune into SABC, your #1 news channel, news at 8 from Monday to Sunday.
Welcome back. A group of 11 young Malian designers have teamed up to turn their country into one of Africa's fashion centers. They are demonstrating the country's diverse and rich fashion heritage through their designs. They displayed their works at the Carrefour fashion show in the capital of Bagamo.
This fashion show is aimed at showcasing traditional and contemporary designs for international market. Through this showcase, organizers hope these designers will be able to make Mali's capital, Bamako, become one of the continent's fashion centers. Designers fuse traditional Malian clothes and contemporary designs as models walk down the ramp in designs made out of various Bologan cloths. Bologan cloths are traditional Malian attires dyed by using mud and a mixture of colors. The fashion industry in the country is growing despite the recent political instability in the country. These young designers are confident that given the right resources and skills, fashion can become a valuable sector in Mali.
Le gouvernement malien a carrément oublié de former les jeunes Maliens, c'est-à-dire il n'y a pas une structure.
The government of Mali has utterly forgotten to train young Malians, which means there's no proper structure for vocational training. This is why the sector of fashion in Mali doesn't work. This is why I came back to Mali, to revolutionize this sector. We really need professional training in fashion that is tailored for our youth.
Qu'on puisse faire vraiment de la mode réelle.
Mali produces more than 436,000 tons of raw cotton a year, and from that only 1% is processed locally. According to government figures, more than 1.5 million people work informally in the textile industry as artisans, tailors and weavers. However, analysts say the lack of textile processing infrastructures in the country hampers the growth of the fashion industry. On the other hand, organizers of the fashion show are encouraging designers to participate in fashion show events which will show them the possibilities of growth in the sector.
For the Crossroad Fashion event, we put strong emphasis on local products from Mali, and that is how we came up with this event, a fashion showcasing Mali's talented designers.
Organizers also plan to make the fashion an annual event, as well as setting up workshops to train young aspiring fashion designers. The festival was organized by a group of young designers and tailors who seek to establish modern fashion in Mali.
It is the festive season, a time to have fun and to celebrate. Currently, a number of events are taking place around the country to mark this joyous time of the year. One of those events is the Ebubeleni Arts Festival, set to take place in Port Elizabeth on the 27th of this month. Now, to talk to us about the event, we're joined in studio by Kensani Baloyi, Public Relations Officer at Maambeshala Communications, as well as South African rapper Ifani, who, of course, will be performing at the event. Hello, guys, and welcome to Afroshowbiz.
Hello. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Now, Kensani, let me start with you. The festival seems like it's got such an exciting lineup. What can we expect?
Well, you can expect the best, simply the best. As you know, we're actually celebrating 20 years of freedom and democracy, and we've chosen to do that through music. Our main act, we've got Kaifa Semenya, who, as you know, is an icon in this country. He's contributed a lot to music, and we're also having him on board, as well as a lot of other artists, including Ifani, who is here as well. We've got Beatenberg, aka Casper Nyoves, The Soil. We've got Donald, The Arrows, Heavy K, and we've also got another great icon from Zimbabwe, Oliver Mtukudzi. You know, this lineup, it's also something that brings social cohesion. It's not just for a specific group of people. It looks at everyone across the board. It covers everyone across the board. And that's our best way of celebrating 20 years of freedom through music.
All right, now, Afani, you are originally from Port Elizabeth, and you're going to be taking your talent back home. How are you feeling about that performance?
Obviously, I feel great because, like you're saying, that's where I come from. That's where I was raised, Epayi. So going back there to go perform for Abantu Basekhaya, I can't wait, man. And thank you for putting this whole thing together.
Thank you for being.
All right, and now for local artists in Port Elizabeth, what do you think such events mean for them? Let me maybe start with you as an artist.
It's a huge platform for guys because that's where you get on stage and everyone that's around you gets to see you live doing your thing. And you get to network with the artists as Pezul. I mean, AKA is going to be there, The Arrows. These are big names. About Heavy K. You get to mix and mingle.
Yes, of course, it's a party.
Yeah.
Now, Kensani, since this festival started in 2012, how has it grown? I know you had one as well last year, but how has it grown in terms of numbers?
We're growing in leaps and bounds. When we started, our lineup wasn't as strong as it is now. We had, if I'm not mistaken, 5 national acts. And as I mentioned before, social cohesion is very important amongst us as South Africans. And also for our festival, we make sure that each year our lineup incorporates that idea. And also we also give a chance for local artists to showcase their talents as well. Every year we've included a local artist. In 2012 we had 7 local artists. Last year it was 8. Now the number has grown to 9. And we are actually planning on growing in the same way. Next year it's going to grow. Our lineup is also going to grow. We want to have more than what we have this year. And also this year we've decided to incorporate a kiddies corner. So this festival doesn't only just look for adults and people who are in their teens. We want to make it a family event. It's got a picnic feel, hence we ask people to come with their camp chairs and their picnic baskets. The kiddies corner, kids will be having their faces painted, and it's something for the whole family. We're not just looking at a specific age group. From the age of 2 right up to your grannies and grandpas, because as you know, we've also got Oliver Mtukudzi and Kaifa Semenya. Our lineup also has your AKA and Casper Nyoves. We also have The Soil. We also have The Arrows and Beatenberg. So it's something very, very
all right, if I can just maybe just interrupt you there. I just wanted to ask you now, in the Eastern Cape, do you think enough platforms are given to artists, to showcase their talent? Do you think enough is being done in that province?
It's moving quite slow, to be honest with you, because looking at myself as an artist, I get booked more everywhere else except where I come from, which is the Eastern Cape. But I have to say though, since 2012 it's been growing. I've been seeing growth, and this is the second time I'm going back home to perform Ebubeleni, and it's growing. She's telling the truth.
I'm going to have to hold it there because time is up. But that was Kensani Baloyi and Ifani talking to us about Ebubeleni. But do stay tuned because Ifani will be performing for us later on. The event, styled the Delicious International Food and Music Festival, will be held at the Greenpoint Common Field in Cape Town. The event will take place on the 26th of December.
Back to life, back to reality, back to life.
The Delicious International Food and Music Festival is the first of its kind, and it made a debut in 2013, highlighting British acid jazz outfit Jamiroquai in Johannesburg. And this year's crowd pullers will be the British music acts like the brand new Havers and club favorite Soul to Soul. This year's event managed to garner support from highly lucrative sponsors that will see the festive reaching 3 of South African cities, Johannesburg, Cape Town and Durban, under its new name. The sponsors believe that this is a great concept and a vehicle for people to connect with lifestyle brands in a festive and entertaining setting. For the first time, the Cape Town leg will have the wine garden, offering the best in wine tasting from award-winning wine farmers who continue to embrace farming in a more sustainable, eco-friendly way. The Green Wine Garden will be an ongoing feature in the festival in 2015.
We have now come to the end of our show, but be sure to catch the repeats every Sunday at 2 a.m. and again at 1:30 p.m. But before we go, we have Ifani performing for us. Now, from me and the rest of the Afroshowbiz news team, it's thank you and goodbye.
Say today, don't save it for tomorrow. Hey, money, ride out my tears, dry up my face. You were right about my place, the pain on your face, I cannot forget. Let's just say, as long as you got the life that you want, can't say that I've got this, cause I got this your way. Riding around in these streets, pretending that I'm okay. And I used to say, Baba, Jonga, Longe Itlesha. Baba, Jonga, Longe Itlesha, Jonga Itlesha, Jonga Itlesha, Jonga, Longe Itlesha, Jonga Itlesha, Jonga Itlesha, Jonga, Longe Itlesha, Jonga, 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 Jonga. They don't know me. I'm an innovator, trendsetter with Wi-Fi. You know my lines from a song by Casper. Yes, yes, I'm a friendly ghost fighter too. Can I live my life along the way? Cause I know I'm gonna die along the way. And I got haters, so I wish they could die along the way. Teriya mi nitlele what's the story? Where's the story? Kauye gida mazamu. No, Jonga, 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 Jonga. Yeah, huh? This far, never looking back. Mama